everybody. Welcome to our classroom. We have a special guest today. Hi, say hi, Deep Vegan.
Hello, everyone.
Tell them a little bit about where you're from.
I'm from Sweden, Stockholm, not in the center of Stockholm, but pretty close.
Okay, Stockholm. So we met each other on TikTok, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that was like, I don't know if we met right at the beginning when I first got on there. I don't think so. But at some point, I ended up connecting.
You came on after I joined TikTok, because in the beginning, like, there was like, when I joined, I could only find like one vegan activist. I think it was Hudson Tarlow or something. And then people started joining.
Whatever happened to him, by the way? Do you know?
He's mainly focusing on other types of activism now, and making music mostly.
Right.
But not TikTok activism.
So who we're talking about is this guy named Hudson Tarlow, who was on TikTok at the time. And I remember he had 70,000 viewers. And I was like, I want to get 70,000 like Hudson did. And then he dropped out of the scene. And then I ended up getting 1.7 million before they kicked me off the app. Those meanies. But they also kicked you off once, didn't they?
I've been banned about 5 times now, I think. I don't know.
Did they tell you why?
No, it's just been like when one of my videos has gotten removed, and since I've had so many guideline violations, or most of them weren't even guideline violations, but they've built up so much so that whenever I get like 2 in a row, I get insta banned.
Oh, okay.
And people mass report me all the time, so it happens.
Right.
A lot.
Well, you see, like I heard that your account went down, and I know lots of people's accounts went down. And so when mine went down, I just thought, oh, that sucks. What did I do? And I guess they'll tell me what I did wrong, and I guess they'll put me back if I appeal. And I never found out why I was banned, and I never got any kind of warning or anything like that. So I think, the mass reporting is really a shame, because vegan animal rights activists need to be on apps like TikTok, because you have such an amazing outreach to all kinds of different ages and everywhere around the world. So I'm happy you're still on there. Yeah.
Well, so far anyway. But yeah, it's a bit difficult because once you get banned, you can't see why you got banned, because you can't access any notifications or anything. So.
Okay, but when you get back, did they say we unbanned you because it's been long enough, or how did it work?
No, I just got I just sent in the appeal, and they just like, yeah, we reviewed this and we have reinstated your account.
Martin, I'm having a bit of trouble hearing you. I don't know if everyone else can, but I find maybe if you could just try to project your voice a little bit.
Yeah, so no, I just got unbanned, and I got the mail that we have reviewed your appeal and reinstated your account, but there was no explanation why or anything.
And when they
once I was unbanned, I could see the reason why I got banned, because I could see the videos that had gotten removed just before I got banned.
Okay, so example, like, why did they ban you? What was the reasons that they gave?
I don't know. I can't remember the exact videos that got me banned.
Okay.
I think,
no, not the exact videos, but what was the main reason? What did they say? That you're, I don't know, like an animal abuser, or that you're naked? What are you doing? Like,
no, they don't. It's just that I've had enough guideline violations.
Oh, okay. And do you think
eventually you get automatically banned?
Oh, okay. Do you think that you ever actually broke any guidelines yourself personally? Can you sort of say, yeah, I kind of went overboard that way? Or do you think, no, I did nothing wrong?
Yeah, I have violated the guidelines quite a few times. But lately, my content has gotten removed despite not violating the guidelines. But I tend to make fun of people or their stupid arguments and everything. So yeah, sometimes I have violated the guidelines in terms of, like, I don't know, bullying or whatever they want to call it.
Do you think that you're bullying people?
No, I'm just responding to them, attacking me, basically.
So what I notice that you do sometimes, Martin, is if if you're talking to somebody on TikTok and you're fed up with them and you're just like, then you use that voice like, oh, so what you're saying is, and you sort of imitate them, right? Like, I mean, I could totally see why you would do that, because you're just so frustrated with the same arguments over and over and over. But do they consider that bullying if you change your tone of voice and kind of imitate?
Yeah, apparently they do, because some of videos they have gotten removed for that reason.
Okay.
Like, one of the last ones was someone who said, like, well, I'm an Inuit and it's in my culture to kill animals, and then I made fun of that. Like, and I was just using a funny voice. I was just not insulting her or anything. I was just using her logic in a very silly voice, and that was apparently harassment and bullying. So.
But probably the whole Inuit thing is what got to you, I think, more than the tone of voice, because people in different type of cultures like that, they think of it as racist. If you say, like, well, what was your argument for that? If somebody who's Inuit and say, well, I need to kill seals and it's just part of my culture. What was your argument for that?
I was not really providing any argument. I was just, pretending to be her. Basically, it's like, oh, well, okay. I'm an Inuit. I can murder people. It's fine. Like, and I was comparing it to like murdering another human. Like,
okay,
don't worry about it. It's my culture.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to put up this comment here because somebody's saying something. You want to read this, Martin?
What does it say? You were both banned for bullying people. Let people live their life the way they want to live it. If they want to become vegan, they become vegan. That's why you were banned in the first place. Okay. I don't know what to.
What do you have to say about that? What about this argument that people always say, let them live and let live, Martin?
Yeah, exactly. It's let people live their life the way they want to. Okay, but it's kind of, first of all, it's kind of hypocritical, because if you're saying that people can live their life however they want to, then first of all, I mean, obviously you're saying that it's okay to live your life in a way that you harm others just because you enjoy it. So if my way of living then is to bully people because I enjoy it, then by that logic, you shouldn't judge me for my behavior either. Right. But secondly, what was the comment again? I can't see it.
It's gone. But what you're saying is basically people that say live and let live. So in other words, let me live and keep murdering.
Yeah.
And you should be fine with that. Let me keep murdering these animals. Let me keep paying people to rape them, to torture them, to enslave them, to kidnap their babies from them. Hey, let me live. You're such a bully, that vegan teacher. You're such a bully, deep vegan. How dare you bully me and take the knife out of my hand that's dripping in blood that was just inside an animal's neck. What a bully you are, deep vegan. This is the logic.
And I also think...
hello to Anne. Sorry, Anne, but you lost a screw. Okay, you really are missing something. The only bully here is you. We are just talking, defending animals. Get that through your head.
The hypocrisy in that is like, because you're saying, let people live their life the way they want to live it. Okay, so if I want to live my life speaking up against animal cruelty and making fun of people who defend animal cruelty, then that is the way I want to live my life. So according to your own logic, you should respect that, because everyone can live their life however they want to. So by your logic, everyone can do whatever they want.
Yeah, let anybody do what they want. So
no matter what.
Yeah, somebody wants to harm one of your family members, and I guess that's fine, right? Because, hey, let them live. That's what they want to do. If somebody wants to harm one of your pets, hey, let them live. Let them do what they want to do. Free country. Seriously. Sage. Here's a comment from Sage. Do you want to read that, please, Martin?
If you eat animals or use animal products, you support rape, abuse, and killing of other sentient beings, whether you know it or not. Now you know it, and now you can do something about it. Go vegan. Yeah, I completely agree. You support slavery, you support rape, you support torture, murder.
Yeah. This is what Anne says is fine with her. She supports all of these things. And Sage, you got it. You got that 100 clicks. Good job. Happy. What else we got here? Here's something.
So am I allowed to talk about fishing? Well, sure. We need to talk about it. How else are we supposed to come to the conclusion that it's wrong if we can't talk about it?
All right, I got a comment here. You got to raise your voice or we won't hear you properly. So just got to project, sit up straight, pretend you're talking to a big group. I know it's late. It's a nighttime over there, right? So, but I know you're probably tired. But if people don't hear you, it's not gonna be any fun for them. You know, we can if you have a volume that you can turn up somehow, that would be helpful. So we have 104 people. Thank you everybody for being here. We really appreciate it. Even if you hate our guts, if you hate animal rights activists, we're here because we want to engage with you and we want to give you shit and make you feel like shit for hurting animals. And you can say whatever you want. And moderators, don't ban people, okay? Unless they're actually spamming a bunch of meat emojis and they're just here to be a pain in the ass, don't. But if they actually want to say something that makes sense or get something off their chest, like Anne, as much as I disagree with your comment, I thank you for being here, okay? Because the truth is you could be doing anything else today and you chose to come here and try to justify your behavior. And you exactly, Anne, are the type of person who will become vegan one day because it will just click in your head one day like, oh my God, one day you're going to watch this video over again and you're going to be like, I can't believe I said that. And we're going to have a good laugh because you're going to be here on my side, Anne. You're going to be like, oh my God, she's right. This is my hope. So are we allowed to talk about fishing? Yes. And we're going to talk about how fishing is cruel. Fishing is premeditated murder. That's what it is. You're literally leaving your house. You got a stick. You got a string there and you're planning to hurt somebody who never did a fucking thing wrong to you. Leave the fish alone. There's nothing romantic about fishing with your dad in a boat and we're going to sit under the sun. That part's great. You're going to sit in a boat. That part's great. You know, you want to have a snack in the boat? Make it vegan. You want to catch a fish? Don't. Go in the water and swim. You know, play checkers, play chess. I don't care what you do, but don't murder animals. What do you think?
And if you really want to, you know, if you really like throwing a fishing rod, there are these vegan fishing things you can buy, which you attach to the end. Instead of a hook, it's just like basically one of those things you use and you put in your tea, and then there's fish food in it, and then you close it and you just throw it away, and it like leaks out food for the fish, and they can just eat from it.
Wait,
so you don't actually
wait, what? I don't know about this. Wait, what? Okay, first of all, I got distracted. Trash Carcass, thank you so much for the donations. To go get them, Miss Katie. Oh, I'm all fired up. I'm having such a good time here being able to talk about this. I feel so happy that I have 122 people in this classroom who are willing to listen. But now Martin gave us a really cool idea. And I thought, Martin, what you were going to say is that there's this idea of reverse fishing. No, you go in there and you like take out the trash. Like, you know, you go along the shore.
You can do that too.
Yeah, and you take the trash or something. There's garbage in the water, and you go and you fish that out and get a bag full. So you're talking about it's something to feed the fish? I'm sorry, I wasn't.
Yeah, it's a product you can buy. You know, one of those metal things that you put tea in, and then you put it in your tea. It's basically like one of those, which you attach instead of a hook to the fishing line, and then you just throw it out into the water to feed the fish.
Okay. So it leaks out, like whatever food is in there. What do you put in there? Nutritional yeast?
Some sort of fish food. I don't know.
Okay, but like, is there like a lever that makes it open? Like, how does it?
No, it doesn't open. There's holes in it, just like a tea bag.
Okay, so like the fish come and the fish are like, ooh, I'm gonna get this food, and then I'm actually getting the food. Wow, there's no hook here.
Exactly.
Oh, it's so nice. It makes me want to go fishing. What do we call it? Do we call it fishing or do we call it feeding or something? Let's go out feeding.
I saw that product a long time ago.
That's nice. All right, what's this? Well, I don't know. I saw the word. Oh no, I saw word Hitler somewhere. That vegan. What's this? Sorry, that vegan teacher equals Hitler to plants. That's right. That's me. Did you not listen to anything that? Wait, no, don't take that off. Whoever's taking that off, I want to see the Hitler to plants one because I want to keep it there for a second. So, listen. If you think that I am the one who is harming plants, but if you really think that plants have feelings and feel pain, then you should be vegan because what, Martin? You tell them.
Because it requires a lot more plants to eat animal product than to eat plants, because you have to grow plants and then feed those plants to the animals before you can eat the animal products. And by doing that, you are wasting the vast majority of the energy that you feed the animals in the form of plants. So like if you have, let's say you have 10,000 calories of plants, and then you eat that directly, you're gonna get what did I say, 10,000?
10,000, you're gonna get 10,000.
Exactly, you're gonna get 10,000 calories. But if you instead use those plants to feed the animals and then eat the animals, you're only gonna get maybe 2,000, 1,000 calories from those animal products.
Do you know that statistic? Do you know what percentage it is? Because I don't.
It's somewhere from it, like it depends on the
like 20% or like what?
20 to 10 to 20%, something usually.
If anybody's amazing at research and you can research that for us, that would be really interesting. So
it depends on the species and stuff. So yeah.
So the main point is that you end up killing more plants.
Yeah,
you're filtering through them through cows and other animals, pigs and chickens, whatever. So be vegan. It's best for everything. It's like such a no-brainer. It's best for the animals. It's best for the planet. It is best for your health. I mean, it's win-win-win. Why would you not be vegan? Why the fuck aren't you vegan yet? That's my question. Now, somebody had something for you. There was something, it said deep vegan, something about PETA. I saw it and it's gone. These things come and go so quick. Wait, here, something. Okay. Martin, for you.
What are your thoughts on PETA? Are they a good organization, or do they hurt the cause, or do they fall somewhere along the middle? Yeah, I think they do a lot of good. I'm not sure if I agree on everything they do, because I don't know about everything they do. A lot of people like to hate on them for their their kill shelters, and I don't know enough about that to really make a statement. But I know why they have these kill shelters. But
why?
Yeah,
why?
Because what are they called? Like last resort kill shelters or something for animals who are so bad off, they're like they can't live on because they have been so beaten, or they're suffering too much, and nobody's willing to take them, and so they do they choose the option that causes the least amount of suffering. Then in that situation, they put them down instead of just leaving them on the streets or letting them slowly die somewhere else. Whereas other shelters, they, in order to keep their statistics better, to have like no animals killed, they only take in a certain amount of animals, and then once it's full, any other animals which want to get in, they're just denied, and they just ignore all that for the sake of statistics, basically.
Yeah, I sort of feel like you do. I've heard a few little things about PETA, but in general, I think, look, they're an animal rights organization. They've been around for ages. They helped to make people like me vegan by seeing their videos, even though some of them are extreme, like whatever, just basically a show to grab attention. That's fine with me. I don't really care how you do your activism as long as you're speaking out on behalf of the animals. And I truly do not think that they would ever harm animals if they felt that they could rehabilitate them. And having been a nurse for 25 years, I know what pain is, and I know it's wrong to leave somebody to suffer. So if animals are crying in pain with their legs, broken and they're bleeding, or they have a bad head wound, or they just have a cancer. I mean, euthanasia is absolutely a compassionate thing to do. And I'm talking about with humans and with animals. So if PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, has been in a position where they've euthanized many animals, I truly believe that they would not do it unless they felt it was the right thing to do, which is hard for some people to understand. But if you really care about, what's this? This, I don't know. This is bullshit here. Read this one, Martin.
PETA stole dogs from their homes and put them down. How can you turn a blind eye to that? I don't know enough about that, so I can't comment on it.
You know what? You know what? Sorry.
If they for no good reason just stole a healthy dog from owner where there was no problem and it
Yeah.
just killed them, then obviously, yeah, that's wrong. But I don't
Yeah.
know about this situation. I don't have enough information, so I can't.
Right. So
I
I don't
can't
know.
comment on it.
You know, Rexy, listen. You know why I don't? You know why I call bullshit on this? I'll tell you why. Because I have been around the block a couple of times. Now, people have said that I murdered somebody. I didn't. They say I'm racist. I'm not racist.
Yeah.
They say I'm homophobic. I'm not. They say that I broke 8 Canadian laws. I never broke one single Canadian law. There are so many lies. They say that my dog, who is vegan and perfectly healthy, is half dead, and she is not. I can go on and on and on about the bullshit that goes on. And people like you who spew this stuff are only causing harm. If this happened, let's just say by some weird reason that this actually happened, okay, I am sure that it was probably some person who went out of their mind and was probably fired, but I don't even believe that it happened. So unless I see actual proof of this, stop saying this crap. You know, seriously, we need people who care about animals to bond together. And you people, Rexy, are you vegan? Okay, if you're not vegan, then just, you know, worry about your own animal abuse. And if you are vegan, then you know what? Stop picking on organizations that are trying to help animals. There are so many other things that you could talk about. What else do we got? What's this?
And there are a lot of other people commenting stuff about PETA, but like I don't know enough about that, so I can't comment on it. And like it doesn't really matter if you support them or not, because
okay, do you have any tips on becoming vegan? I'm just going to go past this because, yeah, just go to howdoigovegan.com. We're more interested, I think Martin might agree with me, that we're more interested in some ethical questions right now, because this is just to become vegan, you know, watch the millions of documentaries that we list. Somebody please list them. That's how you start. You start to connect.
I have a great link about that I usually share to people. It's on my YouTube channel. It's on my TikTok. You know, my link tree, I have everything there to learn about veganism, how to go vegan. So you can
Martin has an amazing array of things in his link tree. Definitely follow him, deep_vegan. He has the same name on Instagram, right? As you do on TikTok?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The link is on my Instagram, it's on my TikTok, it's on my YouTube.
Yeah, and even in my own description, I have links to all kinds of different videos. I have links to different vegan chefs down there that I think are amazing. So, you know, you have to connect with your head and with your heart. And so I'm not even sure what your question was exactly. Like, how do you cook tofu? Well, you can Google that. Google that. All right, strawberry milk. Strawberry soy milk. That sounds good.
Y'all are mean. I was asking a question on why I should go full vegan from being vegetarian. If you can even answer that, then I'm going to stay. If you can't even answer that, then I'm going to stay vegetarian. Just please answer me. Because there's no logical reason to only be against the consumption of meat and not be against the consumption of milk, eggs, honey, etc. Because just like in the meat industry, first of all the animals that are bred into the egg and milk industries, all of those animals are killed. So if you have an ethical problem with not eating meat because the animals are killed, then you should also not eat other animal products because all those animals are also killed. But the difference is that unlike the animals who are bred for meat, those animals are just bred for meat and killed rather quickly. They usually live weeks or months, whereas the animals in the egg and dairy industries are bred into existence, forced to suffer for several years, like 1 to several years, and then they are killed. So there's a lot more suffering in the dairy and egg industries.
Yeah, I mean, I explain it like this, okay? Like let's say these are meat eaters and these are vegans. People often think that vegetarians are, you know, way over here near vegans, but they're not. My camera's all wilt. But basically, vegetarians are right beside meat eaters. You are not very different. In fact, I say you're not different at all. All you've done is you've switched out. Yeah, you might not eat dead bodies, but the fact that you still eat cheese and milk, drink milk and dairy and eggs, means you are still paying for these incredible cycles of violence. You must quit these things. It's imperative. Okay, so being vegan is not good enough. And if you don't understand, watch the documentaries. Somebody please put them out on the screen, all of the documentaries, so that everybody realizes what's going on. Okay, here's another one, Martin.
You either approve of violence or you don't, and nothing on earth is more violent and extreme than the meat, dairy, etc. industries. Yeah, I completely agree. Watch Dominion.com. Go watch that documentary, and then you will see why you shouldn't be vegetarian.
Yeah.
Or shouldn't eat any animal products, or shouldn't exploit animals whatsoever.
Yeah. I just want to ask everybody, can you all hear, Martin, can you hear my guest well enough, just to make sure? And because there's nothing worse than going back and watching a stream and realizing could only hear half. If everybody can hear us both, are we kind of the same? Am I too loud? Let me know. Okay, so yeah, here's the list.
Yeah, they can hear me.
Okay,
it
great.
Seems, yeah.
Good. Okay. So here's another one to read, Martin.
Forks Over Knives, Earthlings, The Game Changers, and check out Gary Yourofsky's most important speech you will ever hear on YouTube. Go vegan. Yeah, exactly. I have all of those in addition to a lot more videos and documentaries, very good speeches, great. And etc. in my link tree, if you can find that.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, where is it? I just saw one that said, you can lower him all the way. We don't mind. Like, lower both of us. Like, now, like, stop it. You know, people are so funny, eh? And yet they're still here. Like, how many people are going live right now in the world on Instagram, on YouTube? And, you know, you're here. It's like a miracle you're here. It's like a sign from the heavens. It's like a sign from God. You must be vegan. Otherwise, why the fuck are you here? Here to complain? No. You're here because you know that we're right, and you know that you want to be vegan right here, right here. You know it. You just need a little bit of extra help. So here's one.
Be better, be vegan. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Watch Dairy Scary. I'm sure you will become vegan after this. Yeah. Yeah, if you're wondering why you shouldn't consume dairy products, then definitely watch Dairy Scary. The industry in Sweden are very different than the documentaries show where I live anyway. No, they are not. I live in Sweden, and
yeah, my guest, for those of you who don't know, my guest lives in Sweden presently. That's where he is right now. And he's an animal rights activist, like practically 24/7. So maybe he knows one or two things. Why don't you tell them?
There's so much documentation from Swedish farms. There's an entire organization just dedicated to showing the reality of how animals live here in Sweden. It's called Total Insyn. There's also djurfabriken.se you can go to, and you can see, and you can go to Djuretaliansen. Like there's so much. The process is the same here as in any other country, so it's definitely not better.
Time to read, Martin.
See what you are doing. You resort to insults when you see a comment you don't like. You both don't have open minds, and you resort to negativity and insults of a person's character. Why so aggressive? Are you referring to this live stream? Because I haven't been aggressive. I don't know what you mean.
But we're so negative, Martin. We're so negative, you know, to these murderers. We're just so mean. We should be like, just, you know what, giving you guys flowers. Like, here, what do you want? You know, you want a present? You want a kiss? For fuck's sakes. You're paying for the rape, torture, and murder of animals. There is an animal holocaust going on right now. What do you want us to do? If you were the victim right now, somebody was taking you and ripping you away from your mother. Okay, this is what they do to baby pigs. I'm gonna, Rexy, I don't know if you're a boy or girl or whatever. Okay, let me tell you what they do to the baby boy pigs. They take the baby boy pigs away from their mothers and they rip out their testicles without anesthetic. Then they rip out their teeth and cut their tails. How the fuck do you want me to be okay and polite and just say, hey, could you please not eat bacon? Like, could you just like please not eat ham? I'd really like it if you would just like please cut that down. Like, you think that fucking works? It doesn't work. Because I'll tell you, I tried for ages and ages on Facebook. Yeah. I tried that approach and it does fuck all. You know what works? Telling people what is actually going on, giving you guys shit, and telling you go and watch the documentaries. Now, don't get me wrong. if you really don't know what's going on, I'm not going to talk to you that way. But if you're wasting our time and you've seen what we've said over and over again, you got to do your homework. Go and watch the documentaries. Don't waste our time with your comment and expect me to be nice to a murderer. You are paying for rape, torture, and murder. I'm going to let you know. I don't think it's okay. Next comment, read.
I recently did an interview with Total Transparency. Yeah, Total Insight. It will air on my channel on Wednesday. Oh, awesome. I'd love to see it.
I don't know who Totally Transparent Vegan is. Is this
no,
a ghost you can see right
it's
through
that
them?
organization I was talking about, Total Insight. I think they mean that, Total Transparency, because that's translated, or Total Insight, or yeah.
Okay.
So it's an organization. Just they have a whole like petition to try to make it the law that everyone should be aware of what's like going on.
Wait. What do you mean? They're not saying they should make it the law. By the way, thank you, Trash Carcass, again for another donation. Really, really appreciate it. But you're saying that they're talking about making it the law that people should be vegan, or that people should be educated about what goes on?
No, they're trying to. The whole mission is to get transparency into these farms and like camera surveillance, and everyone should be able to see exactly what is going on in these farms. Like there should be no hidden behind closed doors, no nothing. Everyone, it should be public, open for everyone to see. And that
what do you
is
think?
the whole. Yeah, absolutely. Because if
absolutely,
it was that...
and you know what? I think the same thing in classrooms. As a teacher, I used to say, you know what? I would like to have 4 cameras put up right here. I would like all parents to see exactly what kind of kids they have when they're not looking. You know, watch your kids, what they're really doing. That would be something to replay. The sweet little angels that they are. They never do anything wrong in class. Yeah. All right. So then what have we got here? Anything else? Sadly, I don't have Netflix.
Sadly, I don't got Netflix. The free documentaries have no reason not to watch. Watch the important documentaries, or you are a monster. Yeah, there are plenty of plenty. I don't know how many, but Dominion.
You don't need Netflix.
First of all,
just need YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Just go to PETA.com, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. They have so much undercover footage of what goes on. And there's also just things on YouTube. I mean, Dominion Movement is on YouTube. What else is on YouTube? Earthlings?
Earthlings is, you can go to their website. I think it's on Vimeo. Their 10th anniversary edition. They released that for free on Vimeo, so you can watch it for free.
Here's something.
Is being vegan the same as plant-based? No, plant-based is a diet. I mean, how I understand it, someone who eats a plant-based diet, whereas veganism is an ethical lifestyle, and it has to do with so much more than just diet. It's about, how we treat animals for all purposes, not only diet, but for clothing, for entertainment, for animal testing, for everything.
And here's this person back. Rexy, we're giving you another chance before we ban you completely. No, we're not banning you, but this is going to be your last point, unless you have something nice to say about how you help animals.
Look at what you did to Anne. You basically used Deep Vegan to back you up in bullying her. If you really aren't forcing, then why are you so angry about your message delivery? I don't understand why you guys still use the word forcing. Like, no matter how angry I am, no matter how much I'm shouting at you through my camera, no matter how much I'm insulting you, I can't force you to do anything. I can't even force you to watch my videos. You're doing that out of your own free will.
Yeah, we're not forcing you. Do you see us banging down your walls? Do you see us banging at your door? Do you see me with a block of tofu in my hand, pinning you down and shoving tofu down you? I don't think you're doing that. We are here talking, minding our own business. Shoot, go away if you don't like our message. I mean, that's basically what you want. What do you want us to say?
When you force someone, you take away their choice. And people speaking up for animal rights are not taking away your choice. We can't decide what you do whatsoever. And speaking up against it is not forcing.
Oh yeah, so here's something. Hey, Tay, not today, Tay. Thanks for being here.
Meet the Victims on Instagram. Yeah, go and watch that. It's where they, it's a whole thing where they gather a lot of people and they just walk into farms. So like there's so many, so nobody can stop them really, and they just lock it down basically until media shows up and it creates all this big attention and everything.
Basically Instagram is something that's new to me. I mean, I opened an account, and when I was on TikTok, it said option to send stuff there. So I would just send stuff there. I had no idea when I finished TikTok that I had like 18,000 followers there. I was like, oh, okay, people are here. So I started using it now, and I find it's really cool because I love it that you can leave a message, a voice message. But I'm not really sure what you mean. How do you find, like, this is some sort of documentary? Aren't they just really short videos? What is this?
No, this is an organized, basically an organization.
Okay.
The Victim, or it's more of an event, but they have an Instagram page, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so this is an Instagram page called Meet the Victims, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. And Tay, is that how you write it, or is there any underscores or anything? I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you just search
Meet the Victims is a group, says Trash. Thanks, Trash, for the update.
If you just search for Meet the Victims on Instagram, you're gonna get it up as a result, even if you type it wrong, guaranteed. Here's one. We don't have to get angry about this question, Martin. It's a nice, sweet question. Can I have a banana, please? Banana pie.
Can I have banana pie?
I've never made a banana pie, so you'll have to make it yourself.
Yeah, you can have it though if it's vegan.
Yeah.
Cook it without eggs, without milk. You can have banana bread, which tastes like cakes, like banana muffins. That's easy. And you just, instead of using egg, you can use flaxseed mixed with water. And that gives like a sort of a jelly type of consistency. And that binds everything together. And flaxseed is something you should eat every single day. If you're not eating flaxseed every day, you're missing out.
Or walnuts.
Flaxseed.
I switch between ground flax seeds and walnuts. For
and do you eat chia seeds?
No, I don't.
No. So chia seeds also a good thing. Grind them up. Have a spoon a day. It's basically I try to aim for 30 vegan foods a day. Why is this person? Hey, Constantine. Why are you asking me to have a black background right now? You want me to switch my background like right now?
No, white is good.
It's a bit late. I'm not sure why, but anyway. Okay, what's this?
Oh, it's for you, so I'm guessing you should read it.
Oh, I talk too much. You read.
Hello, I am 12 years old and I have to eat pork chop because of my disease. But I love animals and I want to be vegan. What do I do? Please help me. What is this disease you're talking about? Where you have to eat pork chop? I've never heard of such things. People often say that
there is no disease. There is no disease that forces you to eat a pig, ever. There just isn't. Okay, I don't know what your parents are telling you. I don't know what you're thinking, but you can replace this with some tofu, or with anything else, with a peanut butter sandwich. Like, peanut butter has protein. You absolutely do not need to eat animals. Being vegan is healthy for all stages of development. Brand new babies are born vegan already, and their mother's milk is their milk. Therefore, they are vegan when they drink their mother's milk. If you are a toddler, you're just a little kid, you can be vegan. You can be vegan when you're 5 years old, 10 years old, 15, 20, 25, 30, a pregnant mother, a nursing mother. You can be vegan when you're a grandparent, at any age. I became vegan, I think it was 50. I'm 56. No, I was 51. And I was vegan on June 27th, 2016. I'm 56 now. And my mother-in-law became vegan at the age of 77, and she is now 81, and she's Italian, and she ate cheese, and she ate all kinds of meats, and she became vegan because we told her, look, we can't be having dead baby cows in our fridge, because she started to live with us. And we explained to her why. And she said, oh my God, okay. And we have a vegan doctor, and he told her what to do. And she has a little bit of flaxseed and a little bit of chia mixed in with some warm water every single morning, as almost like a medicine. That just cleared her right out. She went off of her blood pressure medication, and she has no constipation. And she's just, she's in good health. I mean, it's like an older person. Sometimes she loses her memory and her hearing a bit. That's just normal. But if she can be vegan, so can you.
Definitely. My parents don't support me. Well, that is very unfortunate. They only, well, if the only thing I can suggest for parents that are unsupportive is to try to get them to watch some documentary, some footage of how animals are being treated. Get them to watch it together with you, and maybe that will get them to understand better.
Listen up, kids. If you guys are writing comments about parents, can you please tell us how old you are? Okay, because if you're 11 years old versus 21, it matters. I'm going to talk to you in a different way. Remember, you guys can see us, but we cannot see you. Oh, I just got a message. She's 13. Okay, so if you're 13, then here's the thing. Tell your parents that they are amazing. Say, Mom and Dad, guess what? You raised me, Megan, to be the most amazing kid ever. I have such a big heart because of you guys. And because of you guys, I have decided I don't want to hurt animals because I'm compassionate. I have empathy. So thank you for that, Mom and Dad. And now I don't want to be eating any more animals, and I need your help. So I need you guys to help me shop, and I need you guys to become vegan with me because it hurts my feelings when I see dead animals on the table. So let's do this together, Mom and Dad, and we're going to start by learning. Let's watch all of the documentaries because you, Megan, have seen more than your parents have. I mean, you're getting the clicks. It takes 100 clicks until you become vegan. It has to penetrate your heart and your head. You understand you can, and you feel for the animals, and your parents are not there yet. So your job is to educate your parents, to encourage them to watch and learn with you. Start with Dairy is Scary. It's only 5 minutes long. Dairy is Scary on YouTube, and work that way. But constantly tell your parents how proud you are of them for the way that they raised you to be kind. Don't fight with them, and be patient. And also show them that you're serious about it. When your mom gives you vegetables, don't be like, oh, I don't want to eat this. Eat every bloody vegetable, whether you like it or not. Just get used to it. Okay, learn to love vegetables. They didn't have to die for you. And then your parents will realize, okay, this kid Megan, she's serious. Look, she's eating her lentils. She's eating all of the healthy foods that I put in front of her. Veggies, fruits, nuts, seeds, all of it. And eventually you'll win them over. And if you don't, there's nothing more you can do, Megan. What you do is you start to find a new family. I mean, what I'm saying is there are vegan people out there who will be so happy to welcome you into their flock. There are vegan people all around the world who understand what you're going through, and you'll make new friends. I mean, your family's still your family, of course, but there's nothing you can do. Somebody else will veganize your family. It might not be you. What else have we got?
How long have you two been forcibly vegan? What do you mean by that?
I don't know, but look at the name. Look at the name. I think
the vegan time is now.
Yeah. So I think they're kind of toying around. Yeah, we're not forcing. Right. Oh yeah, this one. This is a good one. Same thing. Your taste buds will change.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, I liked the taste of animal products too before I went vegan, and even after I went vegan, I still craved them for a while after. But it's just because you're so used to it. You have been eating that way your entire life. But now that I've been without those products for so long, even the smell of those products, the smell of cheese and eggs and meat is repulsive to me. And I loved that before. So it's just what you're used to. You can get used to liking beans and all that other stuff. I've learned to like so much since I went vegan, because I didn't like beans either. And now I love beans and
me too. I used
plenty
to
of other
vegetables.
things.
Yeah, I used to hate them, and now I find myself craving them. And what I find really helps, and I said this morning in my other live, is really to get a food processor, some sort of machine that chops things up, or really chop things up fine, because when you're eating vegetables, it can seem like you're chewing forever, and you never get that feeling of being full, you know? Sometimes it's like that. But if you add different nuts and seeds to your thing, you know, hemp seeds on there and sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds, and I add raisins to a lot of things, even that aren't really supposed to be sweet, because I find it gives like a little zing. Megan's back, and she says, thank you so much. I'm literally crying right now. I finally found my, aw, Megan, big hug, big squeeze. Listen, I understand how you feel. Family is the toughest, right? What I want you to always picture is, I know this is going to sound stupid to people, right? But imagine, just imagine, like, we're not actually your family, okay? But imagine it, okay? Like, you're 13, so I could be like what your mom or grandmother, I'm 56, so I don't know, picture that, okay? So just picture that whenever you're feeling like shit, that I'm there on your bed, giving you a, you know, with my arm around you going, oh, you ready to go, you're okay, good night, sweetie, and I'm tucking you in, okay? So give yourself a hug. Just know that there are people around here who really feel like you do. We totally get it. It is so hard when family members are not vegan. You feel alone, but you know, you can be tough through this. You really can. And when you're old enough, you're gonna move out, and I don't know if you're gonna be gay or what, but you're gonna find somebody who's an amazing vegan, because there's so many vegans out there that are just great, and your life is gonna be okay. Don't worry.
And anyone who isn't supportive of you doesn't even deserve to be in your life to begin with. Like, unless you are forced to live with them, like, you're better off just getting rid of everyone who doesn't support you in your choices and whatnot.
That's an interesting thing you say there. So, Martin, do you believe in unconditional love?
No. I think well, first of all, I think unconditional love is kind of dumb, because I would never love anyone unconditionally. And I don't know any human that truly loves unconditionally. The only animal capable of, like, the only ones capable of loving unconditionally are non-human animals, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if that's true. Loving so you think animals like dogs and cats can love unconditionally? I don't think so. I mean, if they're pissed off at you know, somebody came and scratched them, or you know, they're
you
know what it is.
True.
You know what you know what it is though. They don't hold grudges, right?
Yeah, yeah, they're very easy to forgive, and
yeah, it's like, okay, whatever, that happened. But I don't believe in unconditional love. I don't, because I think that there's, you know, it all sounds good. In fact, before I became vegan, I wrote a song and called Unconditionally, and it's all about unconditional love. Until I became vegan and I started really seeing what's going on. Like, can you love somebody if you know that they murder other people? Like, you know, people say, well, I still love my brother or my sister because, you know, they're my brother and sister. We have a history together. But if you knew that your brother was like hurting other people, you know, paying for rape, paying for confinement, paying for baby pigs to be ripped from their mothers and the testicles taken out, paying for little baby boy chicks to be put into blenders, murdered because they can never lay eggs. If your brother was doing these things, you know, if you can separate that and be like, because like I know what people say. They say, well, you know, hate the sin, love the sinner. Well, what does the word love mean then? It's meaningless. It just doesn't mean anything. It just means basically, tolerate the sinner, you know, okay, let them live on the planet. But, you know, hey, you know, people who say, well, I love my brother who pays for murder. I just don't ever hang out with him. I don't hang out with him at Christmas or anything, but I love him. What does that mean? So I just think, for me anyway, it's been an interesting question. Like, can you love your family members if you know that they are harming animals? At first, if they don't really know, you can forgive them for a few months or whatever, but then after you know that they've seen the videos and they, you know, this is what Gary Yourofsky talked about. Did you ever see him talk about his family, Martin?
Maybe, I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah. So basically he said, like, he realized that, you know, he was He was an animal rights activist, very popular and famous. You guys should Google him if you don't know who he is. Gary Yourofsky. I wrote a song about him, and he realized after a while that his family was not vegan, and he didn't really hang out with them. And then one time he, went to their hometown, and they went to a restaurant together, and they hadn't seen each other for a year and a half. And all his family, who knows that he's vegan and knows that it hurts him to see dead animals on the table, they all one by one started ordering just dead chickens, dead fish, dead cows. And he was like, guys, like, you've had how many thousands of meals? Like, every day you eat dead animals. I'm in town. Like, I'm here just one time to have a meal with you. And you guys can't just order the vegan meal this one time? Like, see, you can say, like, that's not love. That's cruelty. That's beyond cruel. And he got up and left the restaurant and said, you're all a bunch of fucking psychopaths. And I understand him. Like, if somebody is deliberately putting these dead bodies in front of you and they know it hurts them, like, how do people justify that? How about you? How is your family?
Well, the very day I decided to go vegan, or the day that I, went shopping for the first time after I decided, I just, bought a bunch of different vegan products, and vegan cheese, vegan butter, vegan this and that, because I just wanted to try my way until I found something I liked. And then I got home to my mom, because I lived with my mom at the time, and I just explained to her, like, I'm going to, maybe I said, we should stop eating these products because this and this and that. And I explained, what happens to the animals. And she agreed to only eat vegan at home from that day on. So that was very easy. My mom has always been very reasonable and open-minded and stuff.
I say it's really amazing and really sweet, but in reality, it's kind of like the basic you would think.
Yeah, exactly.
Normal. It's sort of normal, but it feels like such an amazing mom when you talk about that, because so many people do not have that experience. So many people have vegan phobic parents. It's terrible.
And sometimes, for the next year, like, she was vegan at home, but she made exceptions sometimes when she was, she ate out with her work, or somebody had invited her to their home or whatever. And then a year later, she went fully vegan and did not partake in that either. But like every discussion or debate I've had with her since I went vegan, even if she has disagreed with me to begin with, she has eventually just realized that I am right, every single time.
Yeah.
So
you see,
she's pretty reasonable. And,
and even for a reasonable person, you see, it still took her a year. So it's still that I maintain this theory. Nobody has ever dissuaded me from this theory that I have, that it takes 100 clicks until you're vegan. She has a son who's vegan, and she understands that it's reasonable. But yet when she's out of the house, she would still make these little exceptions, because it doesn't it takes a while to really understand the extent of it. And so, great on her. Do you want to read this one?
Miss Katie, how do you justify supporting capitalism? Capitalism is just as morally bankrupt as carnism in many ways. Nestle, Amazon, etc. are horrible companies. So that was directed at you. So
I can address it. I can address it. Look, in a perfect world, communism sounds great. Everybody shares everything, right? Sounds amazing. No animals get harmed, whatever. Everybody who's sick gets healed. There's free schooling and free public transportation. I would love it. But the reality is that if you look around the world, there's not too many good examples of how this is actually working out. And I think that the problem, in my view, now I'm not a politician. Remember, I'm an animal rights activist. This is not my area of specialty. This is not something that I want to, announce that I know much about. But I can tell you that to me, the only thing I can see that would work is that we have right now such a split between the people, the 1% who have so much money and the rest who don't. And I just don't understand why some basic things shouldn't be into place. We do here in Canada have free healthcare for everybody. That's great. I also think that we should have free public transportation to get the cars off the roads. Like, I mean, amazing transportation. That I think would be a really great thing to have. But the truth is, like, you know, people can be lazy. They really can. It sounds great. Like, everybody will share all the things that, you know, that are out there. But do you know how many people are just going to sit back and smoke weed all day? But like, hey, I get free money. What am I going to do? I'm not going to contribute. I'm just going to let, you know, the drugs penetrate in my head and let those other people, you know, be the engineers and all of this, you know. I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't see it as a viable thing. I think that some kind of competition is not necessarily a bad thing. But again, all I care about is that the animals aren't harmed. And, you know, if you can come up, if there's a paper to sign, like, that says that, you know, we're going to have some kind of communism and the leaders are going to be kind and not take over and become these terrible dictators, if you have a magic formula to make sure that happens, great. So, like, if you want to make me in charge of the communist society, hey, I'm all for it. I love communism now because I get to make all the rules. And here's the rule: everyone's vegan. We're not killing animals anymore. We're doing our best as a society to have free healthcare, free public transportation, and, you know, nobody gets to be rich. Like, who the hell needs all this stuff? You should have a cap on the amount of money that anybody's allowed to have. Once you have your basic needs met, it's actually been proven that that's all you need to be happy. Once you get more money after that, it doesn't make you happier. So, but you do have to have your basic needs met in order to be truly happy, which means you have to have, you know, you have to be healthy. You can't have a constant ache or pain in your body. And you have to have a sort of a regular access to food, so you know that you're not spending the whole time so worried. But once you have a roof over your head and you have, you know, some walls around you and you're safe from tornadoes and you know, any kind of attacks, you have a bed and a pillow and all that, you don't need more. Like, I am totally against these massive houses that you know, 1 or 2 people are living in. I don't agree with that at all. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I tried.
Should I read this one? Hi, Miss Katie. I just turned vegan yesterday. I got any tips for me, since I'm kind of new to this limbo we call veganism? Do you want to answer that? No? Do I have any tips for someone who is new to veganism? I have no idea, to be honest. Just
okay, look, like Stephen, basically the reason that I'm remaining silent, and so is Martin, is because we've said these things many, many times. You know, you want tips, now is not the time, because you're not telling us what tip do you need. Tip with family, tips at school, like food tips, because veganism is about the animals. Tips about how to be an activist, like, what do you need? You need to be more specific. Again, go to the links down below. You will see I have all kinds of access to different documentaries, and I have links to different cooks, vegan cooks. There's recipes there. If you want to be an animal rights activist, well, you know, come and follow me on my channel and be a moderator and help me out. That would be amazing. One of the best things that people can do is help out in the comment section, educate people. When I say something, just, you know, back me up, press like, or tell people your own links to recipes. Do some cool research and say, hey, I found this great vegan site where the chef is an ethical vegan, and, you know, that's what you need to do. Just dive in there. Be helpful. Use a certain percentage of your day every day to do volunteer work. Seriously. Even start little, like 15 minutes a day. That means getting on, you know, social media and help other animal rights activists. Just share their work. It is such a blessing and so important just to do that. I truly believe that my account on TikTok that had 1.7 million followers would never have gone down if enough animal rights activists had supported me. I always try to support others. I'm always bringing people here on I call it my show, whatever you call it, to try to highlight them, to draw attention to them, and to say, hey, go and support Martin, you know, get his numbers up on TikTok, you know, and his comment section, Martin, I'm sure you'd agree, when people make comments, it makes you feel good, no?
Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
All right. You want to read anything else here? What do we got?
When I went vegan, I loved vegan junk food and salad for 3 weeks. What? I loved of vegan junk food.
I guess while I did a lot of research. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just get over do what you have to do to get over the hump. Just do whatever you have to do. You know, you want to eat junk food, you'll be fine. Just stop eating animals. You're in the grocery store, pushing your cart, veggies, fruits, nuts, and seeds. Put them in your shopping cart because peace begins on your plate. So open up your heart. That's it.
Hello, Miss Katie. Are Oreos vegan? I drink cow milk, which vegan milk encompasses the most similar taste of it. Love me some Oreo and milk when I turn vegan and I finally move out. Personally, I don't condone eating Oreos because they contain palm oil. Many people argue that it's not vegan. I don't really think it is because it causes a lot of harm. But a lot of people will argue that it is vegan. So,
you want to explain why?
Because
palm oil to people who don't know.
Because all the palm oil is grown in the middle of the rainforest, and no matter which palm oil you are consuming, you are contributing to the whole, like the total amount of palm oil consumption, which requires burning down rainforests, driving animals to extinction. Like it is the most of all deforestation in the world, like especially in the rainforest, the amount of density of plants and animal life per area, like it is so high, and it is causing a lot of destruction.
Right. So Oreos don't, what Martin's trying to say is Oreos do not contain milk or eggs, and so they could be labeled as vegan. However, because they have palm oil in them, which causes indirect murder of, I think it's orangutans, and you're taking down the rainforest.
All sorts of species, yeah.
Sorry?
All sorts of species, orangutans and
yeah.
rhinos and all sorts
I
of stuff.
I don't eat Oreos personally, and I make my own cookies with recipes with I make like oatmeal bars with vegan chocolate chips in there, and you can find all kinds of other things. And as far as cow milk goes, I get it. I used to love milk. I had milk in my coffee, milk in my cereal, cow milk. I love the taste of it. It's not the point. Okay? Your taste buds are not as valuable, not as important as an animal's life. Just think of it in reverse, okay? As aliens come down here, and you are the one who is begging for your life. Like, wouldn't you just tell, if you're a woman and they want to take your milk, wouldn't you just tell the aliens, like, hey, can you just go drink that soy milk over there, please? Like, can you just go drink the oat milk? Like, can you just leave me alone? Like,
Personally, I enjoy oat milk a lot more than I ever enjoyed cow milk. Like in the beginning, sure, it tasted strange because I wasn't used to it, but it didn't take long before I really started to enjoy it, and I've enjoyed it a lot more than cow milk.
See,
and if you're gonna go for it, if you're gonna go for any plant milk, I'd say oat milk because it's the plant milk that causes the least amount of harm and destruction and uses the least amount of resources. So yeah.
Which one did you say, oat milk or soy?
Oat milk.
Oat milk. But in terms of health, I think soy milk has more nutrition, does it not?
I don't know. I don't drink plant milk for nutrition, so I get my nutrition from the foods. I can't answer that.
Right. So we consistently have oat milk and soy milk in our fridge, and we kind of use them interchangeably. It's whatever. So get used to it. Rodre Mago. Okay? Just get one thing through your head. It's not about you. It's about the animals. Do your absolute best. Just don't bring anything into your home anymore. That's an animal. Just don't. And then work. It's like just work backwards that way. Like, okay, I'm going shopping. Nothing's going in my cart. Nothing's going in my fridge. Nothing's going in my body. Okay, now what? All right, I better start Googling some recipes. I better, and when you feel like you want to have a craving, you have a craving to eat a dead animal, just fill yourself up with some walnuts, some dates, some figs, some hazelnuts, some almonds, any kind of nuts, something that will sustain you. Drink a big glass of water, a big glass of oat milk, and then you'll be like, okay, I got over the craving. And then you can think logically, okay, now what? Then you make yourself, a smoothie or a pasta or vegan pizza, whatever, but just to get over the craving, that initial craving, that's where you can lose it. And just tell yourself, I'm not stealing. If you don't believe in stealing, then don't steal the lives of animals or anything that comes from their body. Don't take their milk. Don't take their eggs.
Absolutely. Yeah, I won't regret that. You think what you're doing will make a difference in the world? Do you think that people actually listen to you? Yeah, a lot of people do listen to me, and I have turned hundreds of people vegan in my 5 years of being vegan. So yeah, most people don't listen, but there are definitely a lot of people who do care.
Right. And like I said, I don't think that I necessarily am going to turn anybody vegan, like you, for example, Kavshika, right? But you are going to get a click from watching this show and listening to Martin and I. Look, his shirt says, stand up, Martin, show them your shirt. Right? Says fuck speciesism. Right? So now you learn the word speciesism. And mine says end the animal holocaust. Right? So you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, who are these crazy people? But you know what? You're going to walk away and you're going to think about it. You might research the word speciesism, and you might see how what we're doing to the animals is like the Holocaust that happened in World War II. And eventually these clicks, these 100 clicks will add up. And one day you'll be like, you know what? I'm ready. Let's do this. So yeah, we are making a difference. It takes some time for each individual person. And when you become vegan, you'll understand exactly what we mean. You're going to try to talk to somebody and you're going to feel like you're talking to a brick wall. You're going to remember this conversation. You'll be like, oh God, now I know what they're talking about. But
and the more of us there are, the more people will listen to us. So like join us and you'll increase because people automatically listen a lot more to a message if there are more people, preaching it. So.
Yeah, and who knows what you need? We don't know, right? Some people need to be yelled at and told that they're terrible people, and then they're going to be vegan. Other people need to be constantly coddled and to be told in little doses all the time. You're doing great and whatever. Just try to pretend that you are vegan already, and just try to look in the mirror and give yourself the talk. And what would you say to yourself? I mean, it does make a difference. It definitely does. I have had thousands of people become vegan because of what I've done. And when you think about it, if Martin says he's had hundreds of people become vegan, all right? So in fact, it's way more than that. Because for each person that Martin has helped to become vegan, that person went on to make at least one more person vegan, probably, their brother, their sister, someone in their class, or maybe even more and more and more. So that's why it's so important that everyone become an animal rights activist. We all need to do our part.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What else do we have? I don't know. Just random. You have anything that you read there that you'd like to?
Not really. Somebody asked me if I have friends, and yes, I do. I only have vegan friends because I would never consider a non-vegan to be a friend. And
why?
Because for the same reason, I would never consider a racist, a sexist, a Nazi, anyone who oppresses others to be a friend.
Right. So see, I feel the same as Martin. People ask me, do you have friends that are not vegan? I say no. All my friends are vegan. Otherwise, they're acquaintances. Will I talk to them? Yes. Will I be polite? Yes. Will I hold the door open for them and say please and thank you? Yes. But do I consider them to be my friends? No. And for the same reason that Martin said, if somebody's a racist, I'm not going to be friends with them. If somebody's homophobic, I'm not going to be friends with them. Why would I be friends with somebody who's inherently so mean? Do I put up with them and tolerate them? Yeah. Does that answer your question? Oh, here's something in your language, I think.
Du är grym. Tack för allt du gör. Keep it up, brother. And he says, you're awesome. Thank you for everything you're doing. Keep it up, brother. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
There's exclamation points there. What's he saying? Fuck you? What is he saying?
No, he said, you are awesome. Thank you for everything you're doing. Keep it up,
kidding.
Brother.
All right. You're awesome. Good. because you could have turned that around. If the person really wrote "fuck you," you could be like, "Oh yeah, they said I'm awesome." We wouldn't know because we can't read that. All right, no, I'm bad. I'm not funny. I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be funny. It's not working. All right. So what else do we have? I want to help. How can I help? Strawberry milk. Can I help you?
Well, step 1, go vegan. Step 2, start speaking up for animal rights. And if you're not confident enough to make your own content or whatever, or if you're not confident to go out on the streets and do street activism, then support other vegans in their comment sections by liking their posts, by sharing their posts, by signing petition. There's so many things you can do. Like there's something for everyone. No matter.
You can also change your name to say vegan strawberry milk. That's the first thing you should do. Put the word vegan in your titles, everybody. That way it is so easy to identify who is a friend. If we see the word vegan, we're like, okay, that person's vegan.
I agree with that.
It's just so helpful. Like Deep Vegan in his address says Deep Vegan. The second I saw him, I'm like, oh, cool. And he's deep. He's not just a shallow vegan. He's got some depth. Let's see if this is true. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Martin and I and how we first met on TikTok. So I was doing my thing on TikTok, just singing and dancing and giving people shit for not being vegan and making up little poems and stuff. And then suddenly this random guy started duetting me, and which means that he was like, sharing my videos and stuff. And I was like, who is this guy? And like the first time I saw Martin, he was in bed and he had no clothes on, just a blanket up to here. And he was like talking super slow, like, oh, I'm so sick of everybody. I'm so tired of repeating myself over and over. And I thought, oh my God, how long has he been on TikTok? Like this, he looks like so exhausted. And then of course, I realized pretty quick that, oh my God, yeah, it is exhausting repeating yourself. And then I would watch Martin, and he would just be repeating and repeating. And that you can see his energy even here, right? He's sitting back in the chair and he's just like, I should just be vegan. Because he said it like thousands of times. It's exhausting, but that's welcome to being a teacher. That's what I had to do. I taught English as a second language. I went from class to class to class, right? Teaching 360 kids. You just repeat all the time. It's just repeat. You just you want to just like smash your head against a wall after a while.
It kind of drives you insane after a while.
It's exhausting, right? Yeah. But what you can do, strawberry milk, to be helpful is put the word vegan in your name. Oh, I never finished my story. And so then I started to realize that Martin actually I was worried about him at first because I thought, okay, maybe he's like depressed. Maybe he has dystopia, which is what I have. I have dystopia, which is the anguish of being vegan in a non-vegan world. This consistent kind of underlying sadness of realizing what's going on. And I immediately kind of connected to him. Like I thought, oh my God, this guy is like old enough to be my kid. And, I don't want my kid to be sad. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to try and connect with him a bit. And so I try to make him laugh every once in a while. Like I remember one video, I was like jumping on my bed and throwing pillows. And then you kind of hopped on the bandwagon. And like I did something about calling someone out at my ukulele. I was like saying that, oh, my bullshit detector just went off. I think you're full of shit. I was talking to somebody else. And then Martin did a funny video where he found, I don't know how you got a detector, but you like had a bullshit detector, like basically. So Martin took my song and he was like playing with me, and that was the fun thing about TikTok is you can interact with each other, and so we became friends there. I thought it was actually, I have good memories of that. Like I told you, Martin, that for me 2020 was a really interesting year. We had this COVID. But I had so much going on with TikTok, so many new people that I met. And I was like, wow, these are amazing animal rights activists. And even we have in the comment section here, somebody named Not Today Tay. And you guys should all follow her as well. I watched her religiously, all of her being so patient too, talking to everybody about how you should be vegan. And she too got depressed. And I can't believe I have to repeat this again and again and again.
Yeah, and, she has gone through those arguments several times more than I have.
Yeah, and I hope to get you on the show because I love to talk to you as well. Come sometime, and talk about your adventures and educate people. Now, what is this?
I'm now the Carnist troll. Bah, ha, 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 ha. I'm coming for you, Carnist. Yeah. That's great. Awesome.
That's great. Yeah. Martin.
Oh my God, I love you. Can you help me help, my friends think I'm crazy because I'm vegan. Can you help me? My friends think I'm crazy. If they think you're crazy for being vegan, I think personally you need new friends, because if they think it's crazy to respect animals, then they shouldn't be your friends. There's so much better people in this world who you can be friends with. Personally, the best choice I've ever made since I went vegan was to eventually just cut all the unreceptive people out of my life and just start over and just make vegan friends instead. And now my whole circle is just vegans, and it is so much better for my mental health. Being surrounded with friends and family and acquaintances and all that who like all supported animal cruelty and all made excuses for it, all defending it, it was very draining on my mental health. So getting rid of all of those people was the best thing I ever did. At the vegan teacher, hello. I just wanted to say that I'm going to leave my parents. My dad has hit me now several times for being vegan. Wish me luck. Wow, that sounds really fucked up. Do you have anything to say about that?
You're 13, Megan? You should go to the police.
Yeah, definitely.
You should just walk into the police station and explain what you just did and use the word vegan phobic. And the police, who might, I'm sure they also eat animals. It doesn't matter. They're going to help you, because that is completely unacceptable. And I am so sick of people saying that vegan phobia does not exist, because this is not the first time that I've got comments like this from people who say they come out of the closet as vegan animal rights activists. And you know, people say, well, what's the big deal? It's not the same as coming out as a member of the LGBTQ. Yeah, it is. Because 3 times a day, your parents can choose to be kind to you or to be cruel to you. And I don't know what to tell you. I like I said, if you have a type of family that is, you know, that can understand that when you say you thank them for raising you to be a kind person and you can work with them, that's one thing. But if you have a father who hits you, that's totally not okay. Now, I don't know if you're being truthful or not, or if you're just doing this to try to get me to react. But my true reaction is go to police, tell them what happened, and tell them that you want to live somewhere else. And there are such things as foster homes. And you might be able to live with another family member, or, you know, but they will help you, because you getting hit is totally not okay. And nobody has a right to force you to eat dead animals. That's just wrong. It's so wrong on every level.
Do you think we will ever achieve a full vegan world? I don't know. I think we will achieve a world where the majority of people is vegan, but just like we will never achieve, well, personally, I believe we will never achieve a world fully free from racism and sexism and homophobia, etc. I don't think we will ever reach a world which is completely free from animal exploitation and abuse, but I think we will reach a majority.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that is my...
Yeah. So somebody's saying here, learn to cook vegan meals. Oh, hi, Slightly Crazy Vegan. You guys should follow her as well, Slightly Crazy Vegan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Good advice.
That coming out as LGBTQ is way harder than coming out as vegan.
Really? Did you just get hit like Megan did? Did your dad just hit you? You know,
It feels like an incomplete sentence.
It depends. It depends on what's going on in your life. It depends who is in your life. It depends where you live in the world. Of course, there are some places where people are crazy and they are extremely homophobic. I understand that. But the reality is that our society has changed a lot. In Canada, for example, you have the right to get married. In many places around the world, the LGBTQ have equal rights, and people are, especially on the left, very supportive of trans people and very supportive if you're gay. A lot of times you come out and you tell your parents, hey, mom and dad, I'm gay. And a lot of times the parents say, okay, yeah, we knew since you were 5. What's the big deal? You know, pass the vegan cheese. Like, it's not always a big drama. not saying it's always that way. But when you come out as an animal rights activist, as vegan, this affects the entire family, because now every meal your family is now feeling guilty because they're seeing you being the good person, not eating the animals. And even if you say nothing, they will just assume that you're thinking, my mom and dad are not good people. They're paying people to murder animals. So you got to be so careful with your family. You got to give them a lot of time to adapt. I really get that. You've got to educate them. You got to explain, look, I'm not just doing this for attention. This is not a phase. It really is who I am. I was born vegan. I've never wanted to hurt animals. And I'm not mad at you, mom and dad, for feeding me animals because you just didn't know. But now you know, and now it needs to stop. And vegan phobia is real. And when it comes to coming out as the LGBTQ, as a member of, like I said, you come out, I've said this before, when you come out as a member of the LGBTQ, you're doing that for yourself. It means you're doing it because you want people to know who you are. And that's fine. You should come out. But when you come out as an animal rights activist, as a vegan, you're doing that for others, for the millions of innocent animals who are suffering right now. That is a true act of love. That is a true unselfish move. And that is hard to do because you never get thanks. You never get a hug. You never got a, hey, welcome. The animals can't thank you. They're dead. You come out as a member of the LGBTQ and you're going to end up with a whole circle of people who are gay, lesbian, trans. You're going to be like, hey, come on out. Let's go. Hang out with us. So I'm sorry that you find that you don't agree with that, but you want to weigh in on that, Martin?
I don't see why it matters. I don't see the point in comparing which is harder or not. Both are hard, yes, because there's a lot of homophobia and there's a lot of vegan phobia in the world. So yeah, I don't.
Well, here's why I give another example. At school, we as a teacher, we are given talks about if a kid in the class is gay, here's what you say. They're lesbian, you do that, and if they're trans, you do this, and there's all kinds. But we never have a talk if somebody's vegan. Nobody ever says, if you have a vegan kid in your class, be really aware, be kind. Don't wave bacon in their face. Don't step on ants in front of them. There's nothing. Teachers are the worst. Nobody ever says to a teacher, look, you have an ethical vegan in your class. They know about the Canada goose and the coyote that was murdered for the fur. Can you please not wear that coat to school? Because that is going to be triggering. You're going to come into class and basically teach these 5 or 10-year-olds who are vegan since birth that you don't give a shit about animals. That's the message you're conveying. So maybe how about you don't wear your Canada Goose coat to school? Nobody says that. It's just what? No. Let them do whatever they want. Wear your leather shoes in front of the vegan kid. Go ahead. Who cares if they feel sad staring at your shoes knowing that they're leather? They should still be able anyway to focus on their math and their grammar. Not a big deal. Hey, it's time for a bake sale. Let's sell cookies and things that have dead animal, secretions in them. Let's no big deal. We can have a bake sale and have eggs in there in the cookies. We can have cow's milk in the cookies. The vegan kid, who cares about them? The vegan kid is thinking to themselves, okay, I'm in school and I'm supposed to be teaching and learning about compassion, and we're selling cookies and cakes with suffering inside of them. So that's why I maintain that I think it's very difficult to come out as a vegan. Very difficult. Yeah. There ain't a whole lot of people who are going to be supporting of you, but you should do it because I'm here and I'm doing it, and Martin's here, and there's many of us who know what you're going through, and we support you.
Yeah, I think definitely both can be hard because it depends. It depends on where you live, and it depends on your family and everything. But yeah, if we're talking about just in terms of how socially accepted is, well, yeah, I don't know, to be honest. They're both hard things.
You want to read this one, Martin?
You realize we make fun of you because we don't like you. We don't do it because we don't care about animals. We do this to piss you off. but ask yourself, why don't you like it? Why don't you like me? Why don't you like that vegan teacher? Why? Because we are against animal cruelty? And also, why do you want to piss us off? Like, what do you get out of that? I don't.
Yeah, Michael, you just made yourself look like a complete fool, like a complete idiot. Yeah, you did. We are here defending animals. If we were defending Black people, would you say the same thing? Yeah, we just don't like you. Like, why don't you like us? You don't like my glasses? What do you don't like? My glasses, my nose? You want me to change? I'll get some surgery. Well, you want me to change my tone of voice? Okay, I'll try to sing better. What do you want Martin to do? Sit up straight? What do you want him to do? What don't you like? I'll tell you what you don't like. Yourself. You don't fucking like yourself because you're evil, because you pay people to rape, torture, and murder animals. I don't think you dislike me at all. You just don't like what I stand for. Me as a person, I'm a good person. You know when you look in the mirror that you feel like shit for what you do. Some may be subconscious right now, but you'll join us one day. One day you'll watch this video and you'll be like, oh my, mark the time, okay? Look at the time on this. Well, wait, I don't know where we are in the stream, okay? We're at 1 hour and 25 minutes, okay, Michael? Stick with my channel, just grin and bear how much you hate me. Keep making fun of me. But you know what? Do your homework. Watch the documentaries. Watch these. Watch them.
And if you don't like us, then why do you keep watching our content? I don't see the point in that.
Because it's so fun to be mean. We want to be mean. Like seriously, you just make no sense. You're not hurting me at all. You understand that? I don't give a shit because I don't believe you. I don't believe that anybody actually hates me. How can they? If they were the victim, my sleeves would be rolled up and I would be defending them. Nobody hates me. Nobody hates Martin. You guys just hate the idea that you are being called out for this terrible thing you're doing. That's all. So change. Be sweet. Join us. We don't hate you. All right. You want to do a couple more and then we'll end this?
Yeah, sure. We can do more. I don't know why someone could be afraid of people who are transgender. No, neither do I.
I think they're referring to the phobia part, Martin, which phobia, which at its root means fear of, but that's not really what it means. They mean fear of something different, like skepticism, like, oh my God, somebody's different. I think so. I don't think people are afraid of people who are transgender. Like nobody cares if you want to have purple hair or short hair, or you want to have boobs or have your penis cut off, whatever. Like it's nothing to be afraid of. Like let people do what they want as long as they're not hurting anybody. I
think there might be some form of fear involved in it though, because otherwise, why would they be against? Like, why would you be against someone unless you see them as some sort of threat? Like, I don't know.
Okay, let's look at that. What do you think? Fear of maybe that they're going to try to push their dress code on you suddenly. Okay, Martin, you must wear a purple skirt now. Like, I don't know. Like, what is it? I don't understand.
I've never been against trans people, so I don't know.
I don't get it. I don't understand it either. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, but it could be like because homophobia, like people, they're. Because that is one of the worst things they can think of when somebody calls them gay, because they're so afraid of being seen as gay for some reason. So I don't know. There might be some fear involved, because if you don't see someone as a threat of any sort, then why would you be against them?
Here's one, Martin.
Friends, family can find you what does that say?
I think it's somebody who writes in a weird way, calling us weird. There's no capital letter, no period at the end, and your letters are all backwards. So here's what I think. I think that maybe your thoughts are backwards. I think you're trying to say friends and family find you weird. I think that's what you're trying to say. But I think you got it backwards. Your friends and family, they find us amazing. That's what you're really trying to say. I don't know
what you mean by that.
Because we are speaking out, trying to defend. Do you know what happens? Do you know what happens to the mother cow or the mother pigs in the industry? You know, they're raped. Do you understand what that is? They're forced to be pregnant. It's just weird. It's barbaric. It's wrong. Imagine shoving your fist into somebody and putting some sperm in there because you want to kidnap their babies. Okay, me saying that that's wrong is not weird. Me saying that that's wrong is right. Okay, your parents who buy bacon, that's wrong. Okay, they're just not used to the message. It might be the first clicks. Like I said, it takes 100 clicks until you become vegan. The first time you see a vegan, you're like, what? Well, what the heck planet are they from? I get it. I do. But, you know, the more you look at it, again, same message as always. Watch the documentaries.
Were you ever like that? When you saw
when I first heard about vegans, I thought they were weird. I thought, how can you possibly be vegan? How can you survive? Like, what the heck do you eat? I could not understand it. How can you not have milk? Like milk, how can you not have eggs? I was like, what? I mean, so I get it. You know, that's why I'm so tough on people, because it should not have taken me that long. You know, if I had somebody who would like hit me over the head with the news, like shaking me like, hey, you have to be vegan, like cut it out. Just do it. Here's some recipes. Like, let's go. You know, I would have been vegan way before. People were too nice to me. There's like, oh, you know, I'm vegan, but you don't have to be if you don't want to. It's like, okay, I won't. Like, you know, until I met Gary Yourofsky and Gary Francione, and I was like, yes, sir. Okay, I'm on it. You know? So your friends and family, you don't have to listen to them.
Apparently they were talking about LGBTQ, so your friends and family can find you weird if you come out as LGBTQ or something, but you shouldn't. First of all,
if you come out as LGBTQ,
yeah,
I don't know.
If you have friends who think you're weird or who don't support you for just being yourself, then they shouldn't be your friends, and you shouldn't care about what anyone else thinks of you, because that doesn't define you. That only defines who they are. So
God never made animals for food. God says the Bible not to murder. Okay, that's fine. If you believe in God and you want to believe that, that's true. That's good, as long as you're not hurting. What do you think about this one, Martin? Let this be the last one.
Video games are actually good for society. I have no opinion on them. I play a lot of video games. So I'm grateful they exist, because
why?
Because otherwise I would just be even more depressed. It is something that really helps get my mind off this horrible world that we live in. Just escape into a virtual world for a moment.
What video games do you? Because I don't think video games are good. I think that they just distract people from doing the hard work that needs to be done. But well, hey, I'm open to being proven wrong. So what video games do you play?
At the moment, I mostly play something called Vermintide.
Can you type it, please?
Vermintide. So vermin plus tide.
TIDE?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like a hack and slash game with magic and stuff. You just go around and kill monsters, basically.
Kill? You see? Every time someone tells me about a video game, it's about killing. This is a complete waste of the human mind and the talents. This is absolutely ridiculous. I'm totally against it.
But it's fun.
Fucking cares. We have work to do on the planet. Listen. Okay, we need to design video games that are fun, but are also educational. Don't tell me that we don't have the ability to make it fun to learn. I mean, just going around killing people and blasting things. Like, what a waste of your life. No. I don't get it. I don't know. Like, what else can you do in your spare time? Help somebody clean up, go fishing, but don't actually fish. I don't know. Observe birds. Like, learn. How many names of trees do you know? How many types of trees? Just off the top of your head, do you think you know?
Me?
We all know the maple tree, right? We know what a fern looks like. What kind of trees do you look like? Or any plants? You know how many thousands are? You know how much there is to learn? What about nutrients in food? You know how much there is to learn? Like, people play video games, and meanwhile the world is all crumbling apart around us and we know nothing. What about history? Just learning from history so that we don't repeat history. I mean, I don't know anything about history. I'm so busy here helping the animals, but you know, before I ever go out and play some video games, I'm going to go and read a history book to learn. I mean, do you know anything about the great philosophers, the great scientists? Like, you know, just so much to learn. I think if, again, somebody asked me earlier, you guys are just joining, said, oh, you know, what do you think about, you know, capitalism is terrible and we need, like, you know, communism. And I said, okay, I'll be in charge. And when I'm in charge, no more video games. Gone. Every single video game burnt to the ground or just buried, I don't know what, recycled into plastic shirts. You know, you can recycle plastic and make shirts. Video games, no. We have too much to learn. And we can do it in a fun way. People can learn how to give speeches, how to research, and how to think. Sorry, Margit, last thing. People need to learn how to think, how to discern what is truth and what isn't. Critical thinking skills is something that's completely lost. And when you have a bunch of kids who are like this, they're not learning how to think. They're learning to obey and to just follow the crowd. It's a miracle you're vegan. So go ahead. Last chance to defend the video games. They help you by how?
Of course, education is good, but if like video games consume your whole life and you don't know anything because of it, then obviously it's a problem. I mean, everything is, well, not everything, but some things are good in moderation. But yeah, I do believe video games are good because video games have always gotten me through life. I've always been a big fan of playing video games.
So, Marta, before video games existed, like let's say 50 years ago, you're living in that time, right?
Yeah.
And you had no video games. How do people get through bad times? Well, they go out in nature and they observe frogs and they learn the names of different birds. They practice drawing birds and they have books of notepads of different things that they observe. And how much do you know about the stars in the sky and how the universe works? Like probably like 1% or not even. And then you have your head down playing video games. Cut it out, man. Throw them out.
Well, different people enjoy different things, so yeah. But yeah, I do think video games are good because I really enjoy them.
But we agree that being vegan is good, and we agree that we should all help animals.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, my friend, for this very interesting talk.
Thank you for having me.
It's always fun when we don't agree on everything because, makes it exciting. Otherwise, it's like nobody's learning anything. And I always learn something. You're not the first person who's told me that video games are good. I find it interesting. I keep hearing it, but I never get it. I never understand it. And then I'm waiting for somebody to say, well, because I play this amazing video game where I'm learning about history and the stars and science and critical thinking, I'll be like, oh my God, sign me up. I want to learn that game. But so far, meh.
But that's because you would enjoy games like that, probably. So different people have different tastes. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody who's joined us here. Please subscribe to this channel.
Thank you very much.
That Vegan Teacher. We're going to be doing more of these. Many interviews. We're going to be looking at different animal rights activists and animal abusers. We're going to be looking at different food videos, all kinds of exercise, different nutrients, everything. I'm learning, and I'm going to be learning with you guys. I am a student here in the School of Life. I call myself that vegan teacher, but I'm really that vegan student. I am constantly learning. And I learn from every single guest that I have, and I learn from everybody who gives a comment, something. We all have something to learn from each other. Please follow my guest's account, deep_vegan. He's on TikTok. He's on Instagram. And do you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, I do. I haven't posted any content of my own yet, but I have a lot of good playlists and recommended channels, and the whole Dominion I have divided up into separate videos for each separate part of the documentary, if someone wants to.
Interesting. Okay, so your channel, is it deep_vegan also, or how's it?
It's just deep space vegan.
Deep Vegan. So Deep Vegan on YouTube. That's interesting. So if you want to watch the different documentaries, sounds like you took these, Martin, and you divided them up into different sections.
Yeah. So I have the cows, chickens, broiler chickens, egg chickens.
Okay.
All the different. Yeah. So you can easily educate yourself on something you're wondering instead of if you don't want to watch the whole documentary.
That's great. Thank you for letting us know. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of the day. We'll see you later. Bye for now.
Bye.